still a corn. It's still a corned beef roast. You know what I mean? A corned beef brisket. I just desalinate it and then pepper the hell out of it and get it into a nice pastrami steak for your boy. You know what I mean? St. Patrick's.
Hey,
You know what I'm saying? It's the
Let's
luck of the
go.
Notre Dame Irish.
all right, Chris, enjoy your time, man. Have a few drinks for us.
Give me 1 second to make sure I got you guys off before I screw myself up.
I think we're solid.
What kind of
Jealous,
life we
but
live
we're
in.
solid.
That's what I'm saying. What kind of life we live in out here?
Man, not that one.
I got excuses. I mean, apparently the world has become a huge germ to me. I mean, I don't know, but yo, bro. Oh, to give me 10 years back, just 10. I don't even want to go back to my 20s. I just want to go back to the good beginning of the 30s, bro. Boy, oh boy.
Hell yeah. I'm telling you right now, if it was a day off, usually it's not off till, after 5 on the during the week, St. Patty's Day. But after that, it'd be on and popping and ready to go, and no issues with getting up in the morning and being back at work at 8 o'clock, bro. I'm telling you,
I will give full disclosure though. I've never had one of these funny looking green beers. Never in my life.
Oh, the green beers? Yeah, I've had one of those before.
Not gonna be able to do it. Yeah, I don't know what y'all put in there. I'm cool. There's no food
coloring.
Well, okay.
It's food coloring.
All right. Well, maybe that's
all enough. It is.
Green number 3.
Hey, but we're popping the green. You got the baseball tee. I love the baseball tee, homie. I love it. That's straight up what's popping right there. You gotta like the shirt that I'm wearing though. This one right here, a little,
Yeah, straight from the island of Ireland.
There you go. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody. You know what I mean? Shout out to India. Shout out to Russia. Even though you know what I mean, there's all kind of tension off in the world, but the Russian followers be holding us down, man. And we do this not necessarily for us. We do this because we live it. But we do this for the people.
Yes, we do, and that's what we're out here for. It's March Madness. Jiminy Christmas. What am I doing here? We got March Madness going on right now. So we won't have one of our biggest fans, Dirk Irvin, I'm sure tuning in right now because the Zags are about to tip off in 4 minutes. So, shout out. He can catch the replay later. Yeah, Michael Holmgren. You mean Chet Holmgren, fool. You got to turn people off before we even get started.
Hey, you turn on so you stay with it. You know what I mean? And if y'all sitting up here, look, I'm going to say something else controversial right now.
Oh, no way. Surprise, surprise.
I mean, I don't even know. I will say something else controversial right now. Man, F them brackets, man. What are y'all doing? What are we doing out here? Yeah, nobody's scouted.
You've never filled out
teams. But see now it's different now. It's different now. I'm not saying I've never did it. But I mean, come on, bro. Come on. It's done. I mean, nobody knows anything about these guys. Are we really doing this so I could be lucky? Because that's exactly what it's going to take for you to hit one of these damn brackets. Nobody knows a damn thing. Duke's going to lose. Arizona's going to lose. Whoever the hell Kentucky, the other number ones is going to lose. They all going to lose.
I think we had this. Yeah, you're right. Someone's going to lose.
These brackets, man.
Man. You ain't got no love.
And on top of that, if you making more than one bracket, you a sucker. Make one bracket. That's the one that you go with. Don't be sitting up here going, oh, yeah, I got so-and-so going to the Final Four on this one. And I got so-and-so going to the Final Four on this one. You make one solid-ass bracket, and that's your choice. You don't be trying to win with multiple lottery tickets. Come on, man.
Yeah, come on. You have to do two. You have to do your homer bracket, and you have to do your other bracket. So,
I mean, you can justify that if you want to.
Justify the two brackets that I did.
All right.
With a bunch of Gonzaga peeps. So, there's like 100 people in there. And
so it ain't even what you think. You go with.
So I had to roll with a little bit different on one of them just to roll with it.
So you're just throwing it. So you're just doing some BS. I used to do like 8 of them back in the day. to get different outcomes. And one time I had 3 teams go to the Final Four. I picked 3 into the Final Four. But it was like this the 7th bracket I did. So I was just guessing, throwing darts in the wind. That didn't mean nothing to me. I didn't feel accomplished by that, man.
Well, you can't.
I would have hit it with 1. That's another thing.
There ain't nobody who watched any college basketball throughout the year.
Nobody.
And if you did, you watched one team the whole year.
Yeah, maybe.
You watched your one team the whole year. So nobody knows a damn thing about these brackets and how they're going to go. Because I was talking to Aaron Jones earlier too, our boy in Vegas, and we were chatting it up a little bit. And he said he heard on the radio that one of the sports talk guys in Vegas were saying that there's no way Michigan State and Duke do not lose in the first round because the NCAA bracket peeps need Duke and Michigan State, Tom Izzo and Krzyzewski to play against each other one last time. So talk about some fixed bullshit.
I'm all for it. Come on, man. You know I'm all for that. Even if it happens.
You are not for the fixed bracket shit. No. You are not for the fixed game.
Now we talk about that in NFL all day. That's exactly what I was about to say. I'm not for the fix, but what I am there for is them getting there on both of them on their own pure merit. And then let's write the story. You know what I mean? Now let's write the story. The story is always more compelling. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody wants to know how the sausage is made, right? So the story is more compelling than how long it took me sitting here writing the story.
Well, they keep giving us stories. We keep talking about the stories.
Come on, man. Love the story, bro.
I think we have a few more things to talk about in college basketball. But before we get into that,
what's good?
Anybody looking to sponsor their business? Anything they want to do?
Somebody is. Yeah, it's all kind of business.
Let us know. Opening. Get a hold of the producer, Chris_Donovan on Twitter, or Chris, CHRIS, at thisisfunner.com. Hit him up. He'll get back to you and let you know what we got going on there. Check out the Sports Fix with Stix and Nos Big Homie on YouTube if you are right now. We appreciate you. Subscribe, of course, as well. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review the show on whichever podcast platform you listen to. Go to thisisfunner.com for more podcasts and online content. As always, any platform you listen to there. Everything is there as well. Follow me on Twitter at Stix015. Use that hashtag Stix and Sports and follow this guy, Nos Big Homie at homie_anonymous.
Hey,
bro. I think that was a pretty solid opening icebreaker there we got going on. What do you think?
I'm beginning to think that you might be ready for the big time with these ad reads, bro. Because
you start up every time.
You starting to get smoother and smoother as time goes on, man.
Man, you tripping about as hard as this shirt is though right now.
Yeah, you gotta do it. You gotta do it. But what I do have to do is let everybody know on a semi-somber moment. Not everybody might be aware of this, but I mean, I have to jump the show off with this because, you know what I mean, this is one of the main characters that created the anonymous Big Homie. I even had to bust out the memorial toothpick. You know what I mean? Hell. Oye, me chico. Rest in peace. Racer Ramon, aka Scott Hall, man. Rest in peace, man. Hey, man, he was in bad health he was in good health for a little while, man. But if you guys are or are not wrestling fans, I can't remember if it was WWF, WWE in terms of time frame. But just go and do yourself a good favor. You want to see the print of the promo. You want to see a solid promo cut with extreme immersion to it. Take yourself to YouTube, man, and just put in Razor Ramon. Hey, you remember them promos that he used to cut walking down the streets of Miami? Oh, my God. those were some of the best when he would flick the toothpick in the dude's face and tell him he wasn't nothing. Oyame Chico. You know what I mean? Hey, look, Razor Ramon, man. And of course, we know as time went on, teamed up with Big Daddy Cool. You know what I'm saying? Diesel. And what other names did Diesel go by? Besides Kevin Nash. He went by another Big Daddy Cool, Diesel. He had one more name, but y'all know who it is. They was big together. And then, of course, NWO days with Hollywood Hogan and all of that. Scott Hall was a big part of that. So to make a long story short, and even shorter than that, rest in peace, Razor Ramon.
The bad guy. The bad guy.
The bad guy, man. You never see another bad guy like this.
There ain't one person who listens to this show that's never watched a WWE or a Nitro episode and does not know who Scott Hall, Razor Ramon is.
Hope not.
So yeah,
I hope
R.I.P. to that guy.
That was one of the greatest characters, bro. That was one of the greatest characters ever. Oh man,
it definitely brought a lot of pop back into the WWE world back then, and I'm no professional on the WWE anymore. I was back in the day.
I can't fool around.
But we've always used the WWE props. The Nos Big Homie brought those out a couple years to y'all. Some name drops that we've used in the past. So, hey, like you said, homie, you said it before. We don't know a whole lot of nothing, but we know a little bit about everything, right?
That's right. Shout out to Nikolai Volkov.
All right, let's get into something before you lose me here. Hey, I didn't get a chance to hit on this last week, so I have to throw it out there.
What happened?
Our UFC 272 plays from the Saturday, March 13th, I believe that was. Right. Was that I don't remember what freaking day that was.
Last Saturday, not
March
the Saturday. 5th. Yeah, the Saturday before last.
March 5th. So we went 5-0 on the main card. So shout out to this guy right here and this guy right here. We just want to throw that out there.
I actually knew somebody from this fight. This was the main fight had the dude who kneed the guy in the face in 4 seconds. That guy was fighting.
Masvidal.
Yeah. See, I knew one guy. I knew a guy.
We're slowly getting you in there, homie.
And he got beat. So I'm thinking that he's a big time guy, first class. He kneed a guy in the face and dropped him in 3 seconds. It was great. You don't even need to watch it. You just watch the YouTube clip. It's a GIF. He knocked the dude out 3 seconds. Bang, bang. It was over. And I'm thinking, oh shoot, he's a clear winner. And you go 5-0 betting against him. You know what I mean? Because I don't know that he's not good.
Hey, we're gonna slowly get you there, homie. We're gonna slowly get you there. Hey, how are our NHL overs looking? By the way, a little bit of gambling news for y'all. Since we're gonna get into some college basketball right here. What do you got? After last night, we are down to 37 and 60. 37 out of 60. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, because last night fell off. Last night was supposed to be the
was a 6 though, right?
It was a 6. Everything was either 6 or 6.5 last night, and you had all of the heavy hitters, all of them, right? You had the top 5 people in overs participating all on one day. Oh man, it was a perfect storm. And then I had a ticket for all of them, parlay all of them over, plus a separate ticket for Seattle by themselves over versus the Lightning. And of course, I was surprised. I thought for sure the first game fell off. I'm not even gonna tell y'all what game it was because that doesn't really matter because the bet fell off. So the first game had already fallen off, and I got 3 games left. And I'm thinking to myself, watch all 3 of them hit. 2 of them hit right away, and then last game of the night, Kraken Lightning. I just had a feeling because the Lightning were one who broke a streak with the Kraken not too long ago too. The Kraken had a nice solid over streak going on of almost a week or over a week, and the Lightning broke it with them last time too. So I was kind of shook, but I figured, man, I was getting, I don't know, I think it was 6-1 or 6.5-1 on it. So it would have been like, no, actually, I think it was 10-1. It was 25 for 240 something. So it's close to 10-1, but it was worth it. You know what I mean? I can't I mean, like I said, if y'all have the capability to do it, because I mean, they're hitting well over 60% of the time. And I mean, I just hate to see when it falls off, because that's when you know what I mean, whack. But we hit it before that.
Right
before that, hit it, including them, to help out for those weeks' odds. So I don't know.
Still over 60 though on the year. Just the Kraken game. So
yeah,
that's a fun little play to get into. So speaking of fun little plays, as we're getting into March Madness here with these tournament games, bro, it's hard to, like you said, get into these teams. If you have a job, you cannot focus on these tournament games or if you're on vacation, you go hang out in Vegas.
Yeah,
right?
Not first round. Yeah, unless you took it off. You're right.
Yeah, unless you took it off, you're hanging out in Vegas, sitting in the sports book with the numerous TVs. Hey, we don't have that set up yet in the office that is being built in the Nos Big Homie's house for the show. So where we have all the multiple TVs where we go kick it on Sundays and kick it during the tournament times and do all that. We don't have that set up yet, but Nos Big Homie's working on that, right, homie?
I'm trying to get it all popping, man. If you're going to invest the time, and you know what I'm saying, we're going to get that acknowledgement from the people, man. If you build it, they will come.
Facts. So, with that being said, it's hard to follow on these games. And like I was talking to Aaron Jones earlier in Vegas too, we were rolling through some of these, and then obviously the people that you follow on Twitter, they all have their plays. You're like, oh, I like that play or not. But yeah, I think once we get done with this show, we're going to be in contact. 'Cause I think we got a couple sleepers that we could roll with here later on.
To be honest though, knowing what type of shenanigans happened in the first round, as a educated bettor, how comfortable do you feel with plays in the first round? Because to be honest, I feel like I want to wait till like the round of 32 or 16 to where I could really say that I might know a little bit about who these teams are, even if I didn't watch college basketball all year. What's up?
I like that. I like that a lot, homie, because now after today, where I'm sitting here actually on a day off, get to flip through these games, watch a little bit of everything and see how, and obviously track, the first half, second half, the game totals, how they fared against the lines in the round of 64, right? And then you break it down. So then you go into the the round of 32 and then the round of 16, stuff like that. So you got Saturday, Sunday. I think after today and tomorrow, you kind of get more of an idea of what it's up. You get a little bit better matchup, how the teams are playing. And the thing is that you look at how they did in like what I referenced to the conference tournaments that were going on last week. Yeah. That's where you really get to see. And I think we talked about this a little bit, maybe offline, but you get to see how the teams are playing in the tournament or the conference tournaments to get into the tournament. So that's where you have to look at it too. And then how they fare in the first round, because right now it's looking like the favored teams after 3 or 4 games this morning, the favored teams are really the favored teams for a reason. And they're putting on a clinic for these lower seed teams. You don't have the 12-5 matchups going on. I think Richmond, Iowa's going on right
now. Yeah.
And then you got the 9-8 rolling in.
Hit them with an update of what's already happened already so far today. If not, I think I might have it right here. All right, here we go.
Go ahead. What you got?
So far earlier today, Baylor was a number 1. They handled all of their business against Norfolk State. Who cares about the score? Because clearly they covered massively, I'm sure, even if this number was stupid. Memphis, another notable team. I was talking about coaches. Coached by Penny Hardaway. Don't ask me who's on there, but they won decisively in a 9-8 over Boise State.
Yeah. And then you got you got Providence over South Dakota State at 4-13, and you got Colorado State and Michigan. Michigan was actually an 11 seed, and
so there it goes.
And put up a 12, and they were actually the underdog, or they were favored by 2.5 last time I checked. That was last Monday.
And see, look at that. So that's a great point. And I didn't even know you were going to mention that like that. They were a favorite -2.5, and it was a 11-6 matchup. They were the 11. Michigan, to be clear, were the 11, right? So I mean, so that's what I'm saying. The first round, it's like, okay, you throw down all favorites, you should probably feel good about that. You'll probably be over 55%. But are you going to hit that? Are you going to hit that Michigan, Colorado? You know what I mean? Oh, I'm talking about just for brackets, not for the counter.
Oh, right.
For bracket purposes, you know what I mean? Bracket purposes, you wouldn't have picked up that Michigan. And when you get to those 12 fives like you were talking about, you're not going to hit those because the fives don't win. I don't know why this is. Who's setting up the rankings on this? But why does anybody they shove at 5 lose against the 12? So and I'm pretty sure the 12 is probably the best of a second tier conference, right? Would you say something like that? They're probably like whoever a 12 is, like Richmond. They're probably the champion of the Sunburst Conference of the Northeast or whatever, right? And they're going against a number 5 in Iowa. Right now, Iowa's winning by 5, 39-34. 6 minutes to go in the second, right? So, I mean, and we ain't broadcasters, but I'll practice in the meantime. You know what I mean? That's not what I'm here for. But you know what I mean? So, like I said, I don't know, but for bracket purposes, who the hell knows? Now, for competitive pricing on points and whatnot like that, man, I gotta, you're undercover guy. Well, I guess he's not undercover. I don't know if we should give him some props, but it's a dude named G Unit. He's out there and he comes with a spreadsheet. I mean, he's a pretty well-known guy. He's a VSIN guy, if y'all know what that is, right? So he comes out with what he would make the lines. And it gives you a nice jump start. So you can mix in a little bit of what you think with that. But me, knowing that I don't know a damn about college, I'm just looking at Toledo and Davidson going, I know nothing. Either I take my man's word for it, or you know what I mean, or you try to see if you just get some points or something somewhere.
That's where you do the research and you check out the people that you follow, look at it, and then you kind of get your idea of what you would like and what you've seen, and then you kind of bracket off that. Mad props to G Unit down there in Vegas with the Vision, because he, gives you that idea of what he would play. And I'm telling you, this guy has mad energy and mad skills of what he just does with 800 days in a row of this college basketball, even in the off season. It's nuts, man.
It's he literally gives you a cliff notes. The research has already been done. Here's what I think. Do with it what you will. And literally it's the entire slate. Okay, if you think you're sharp and you just need a little bit of edge, you need his info, bro. And I'm not sharp with college basketball. I'll say it again, but that is an edge for your ass, I think. Who do you have? 100%. Who do you have winning in these multiple brackets you got? I mean, what's your final fours in people want to know?
Yeah. I know Gonzaga is one of them in one of the brackets, and then I rolled in the other bracket. I had to go with the homer play, and then I think it could be their year here. The other bracket I had is Arizona. I think they've been playing tough. I think either way it's going to be Arizona and Gonzaga, unless Gonzaga gets a hiccup in their game, throughout the bracket. I don't know. I think they could. I don't have the bracket in front of me. I could pull it up. Actually, I got 37 tabs open here.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I don't know, man, because I keep thinking that, if I remember, I think Baylor's a one, Duke's a one, Kentucky's a one, and Arizona's a one. Oh, okay.
Dukes. Yeah.
What's the other ones?
You have Gonzaga, Arizona, Kansas, and Baylor.
Kansas, not Kentucky. Okay, got you.
Yeah, but Kentucky's a 2. And you got the typical Duke 2, you got Villanova 2, and you have Auburn 2. So, I mean, you got plenty of opportunity. The Duke in the Gonzaga bracket, you have, I don't think there's really
Memphis?
Anybody else.
Ooh,
yeah, Memphis.
What about that good
Penny
Hardaway second round, right? So we just talked about Memphis, a 9 did what they were supposed to do against Boise State. And then Gonzaga expected to do what everybody thinks that they will do. Did the game just kick off?
Yeah, game just kicked off.
Oh, okay.
16 and a half left, tied up 5-5. And Georgia State just took a 2-point lead. So
live. But that could be an interesting matchup in that bracket. I don't know a damn thing about UConn, but they're a 5. Arkansas is a 4. Alabama, I don't know these. If this was football, I would be like, okay, Alabama, all right, I see you. You know what I mean? If it was, Arkansas, maybe, you said Michigan State earlier. So, but who did you have coming out of that one? Clearly Gonzaga, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah, Gonzaga out of that one for sure. And then the other one I had Arizona, just in case Gonzaga slipped. So, you have the opportunities there, but we just went over the 1 and 2 seeds. Okay. And the way that you look at it, I believe that, and I've said this, we've said this in the past, and I said this in 2000 and what year was that? 2016. I believe it's 2016. I remember after one of the rendezvous meetings at the old trap, we were coming back from a meeting, and it was during March Madness time. And I'm sitting there in a Uber, or actually back then it was a taxi. Mm-hmm. I was sitting in a taxi on the way home, and I'm talking about college basketball to this driver. And I was like, it was one of the games where, and I remember it vaguely, obviously for many reasons, what happens on those flights when I get on a flight. I remember it vaguely, but on the way back, it was, I was sitting in the car with him, and I was like, there's going to be a 16 that upsets a 1. I'm telling you right now, there's going to be a 16 that upsets the 1 because of the way, because I think that night there was a game, and it was a close one. And I believe, what year was that Virginia lost in the first round of the number 16? It was either 2008.
That's the only one. That's
17 or 18. Yeah, that's the only one.
It was fairly
so
recently.
I called
it. 5 years.
I called it after that taxi ride from the airport one of those nights, because that was one of those games that was going to be pretty close. And I was like thinking ahead. I'm telling you, we've talked about this last year in these brackets. We were talking about how these teams are getting more competitive every year because of all these things going on, even though they might only stay for 1 year, like we discussed. The games are getting more competitive. Who ever heard of Longwood? Where the fuck is Longwood?
Don't ask, bro.
I have no idea. They took on Tennessee or whatever, and they're playing Tennessee. Nobody knows where they're at. But guess what? They're in the tournament. So, there's these teams coming up. So that was just a little fun story for y'all. But I think there's a lot of teams that could be an opportunity. I think this is going to be the year with the top 2 seeds, like we said, they're going to be rolling, unless some, craziness happens where there's the spoiler of who was that?
It's been a whole bunch of them. They come in there. Syracuse. It was Bryce Drew and Valparaiso back in the day.
That's who it was. Valparaiso.
George Mason. Baby. It was Florida Gulf Coast.
And Loyola Chicago pulled put their card in the hat. Yeah. Sister Mary or whatever her name is right there. Yes, bad disrespect to her right there. I apologize, but
it's a good one, man. It's been a lot of Cinderellas, notable Cinderellas that make their name in this.
So I'm going to give you one Cinderella that I'm thinking of right now. The only one I got off the top of my head this year, right now, is Vermont for some reason. Vermont, I have known not a damn thing about them.
Bernie Sanders.
But if that's so, I don't know. But Vermont and Gonzaga in the Sweet 16. That's my call right there. So Vermont has Arkansas first round. and then they play the winner of UConn and New Mexico State. So let's see how that works out for me.
Wow. All right. Well, hey, like I said, I'm looking at I'm looking at who coaching these teams. That's what I'm looking at nowadays because, you said, there's so many hoopers out here, and the game is totally different, right? They're not, doing the whole college pass it around a whole bunch. These dudes are jacking up threes too, and doing the most because, of course, their three is even shorter, and so the game is different. And so I'm looking at the, different coaching matchups that I might recognize for my own gratification. But like I said, I ain't got a dog in the race, man. The only dog I had in the race fell off last night in the 16-16 play-in. The boy Peter Kiss got locked the hell down, bro. He's the nation's number one scorer. I've never heard of him. He's finally on national TV. He's finally caught the desk of the anonymous big homie and the homie investigations that said, hey, you need to tune in. This is must-see TV. This kid, he plays like N1 street ball. He's in people's face. He's like Billy Hoyle and Sidney Dean in one, wilding out on the court, right? Looking like Vanilla Ice. I'm like, oh, I got to see this. I see a couple clips. I go, I have to see this. They locked his ass down. They D'd him up like he was Tony Kukoc when Scottie Pippen and Jordan was pissed off. Okay, they locked him the hell down. They didn't want no parts of what was going on. He got one little move and that was it. But they locked him down, man. So that was what my interest was. I wanted to see them play Arizona, but it didn't turn out.
The one college basketball game that homie's excited for, his boy gets shut down. The only guy he referenced to that he found
all year, all season.
And that's what happens. All right, homie, you got anything else on college basketball? We'll roll through because we got a lot to talk about with some NFL and NBA, or NFL and Major League Baseball, baby.
I do not.
All right, well, let's just hit up real quick. We got our NASCAR fantasy that we got going on. Homie took his trophy back from me, man. He called it. He said the Fords were going to run tough, and the 14 and Chase Briscoe pulled it out in Phoenix. So you were on that, homie. And then we got, let me see, on to Atlanta. So I don't know what kind of track that is. I'm going to have to.
Mile and a half intermediate. So all right. It's going to be similar to not Daytona, the one that was after Daytona.
Vegas?
I can't remember.
Fontana.
Yes. I think it's similar structure to that in terms of number of miles, number of laps, and then track style. So I don't know if that tells you anything, but I mean, this week, like I said, I'll be looking for your boy Carl Larson to come back because he didn't finish the race. And I'm telling you, Denny Hamlin is more pissed off every single week because he's either not finishing races or his car is not good. And he's still over there with Gibbs, right? So working out his last contract, getting that before he moves over to 2311. But Kurt Busch ain't getting close, and Bubba Wallace is not getting close except for Daytona, right? So
right, except for that one.
So I mean, those are the two breakouts I look to see because Kevin Harvick got close, and he don't normally lose in Phoenix. He's like the Phoenix master, and he lost. He was my number one go-to, right? But I don't know. We're going to see, man. Atlanta, man. You know, it goes down.
Gonna be a fun one on Sunday, that's for sure. Let's see here. Let's roll. Hey, I just want to give a quick shout out to the Dr. Hockey podcast. So you want to hear about your hockey? You want to hear about some hockey talk and some real good stuff? Tune in to the Dr. Hockey podcast with Dr. Jay Culvert and Dr. Jason Berkeley. They will give you the real NHL lowdown, so peep them out. They do some good work there, and they give you the real on the reel, just like we give you the on the reel for the whole year. So, all right, homie, give
what's up?
NBA. Rayon and KG, they squashed their beef. Did you see that?
I mean,
they squashed the beef you were talking about. KG gave him a call out, baby. And then give the people the 60 seconds or less rundown if you have that ready, if you want to.
Yeah, I got a little something, man. But yeah, I don't know. This KG, Paul Pierce, Rajon Rondo, Kendrick Perkins, the same team that the Lakers beat for one of those titles. They also beat us, by the way, but that's how Boston Celtics versus Lakers always go. Yeah, hashtag winning time. But anyway, they've been having.
Have you watched all that already, by the way?
Oh, I'm on it. Yeah, I'm on it, man.
Is it a series or is it a?
It's it's a series.
So I haven't got a chance to peep it out yet. I want to peep it. Is it been okay so far, real quick, before you get into it?
Yeah. It's kind of like it's like a Talladega Nights of basketball with real people. Kinda. So there's comical parts in there. There's people with big personalities in there. They made Jerry West look like he was just a raving maniac after he retired and became the head coach of the Lakers. This is before the Magic era. Like, he was a damn stark raving maniac, right? And he had a lot of issues because all through the 60s and part of this and a little piece of the 70s, it was Lakers Celtics. And that's been the rivalry of basketball, except for they just would lose and lose and lose and lose and lose. And he would never beat the Celtics. Yet he even won the finals MVP one of those years, and they lost. The only time they've ever given the finals MVP to a loser. So they just show him and they highlight him. The way that they set his character up is wild so far. And the turmoil of him, dealing with however he grew up. Yeah, they go back, bro. It's good.
All right. Good. Enough of that. Good. Roll with the NBA 60 seconds or less.
It's good. But back to the other thing though, just real quick though, Ray Allen there, man. I think that the breaking point was at the 75 because now all three of them were now 75 greatest. And I think that's what cracked the eggshell for KG. Whatever he was pissed off about before then, because KG was the one that was pissed off. Paul Pierce had kind of made up. I heard Rondo's still the most pissed off, I think. But most of the other guys, Perkins, all those, who kind of made up with him and was like, y'all need to get together. And I think that 75 cracked the egg because they were both there. KG got his number retired and Ray Allen showed up. For him to even show up kind of tells me a little something. So, right. I mean, it's good for them dudes to piece it out because, I mean, they were the first ever big three in the NBA. I mean, they started a new era. Before that, it was Shaq and Kobe, Jordan and Pippen, you know what I mean? Isaiah and Joe Dumars, right? But so it was two people, but now once they broke that threshold, it was something different, man. But it was a crazy week in the NBA, man. So I mean, it ain't gonna take too long. I'm gonna tell you, it ain't gonna take too long. But
why is 60 seconds or less or more, baby?
Because that's all the hell you need, man. LeBron out here, last time we talked to you guys, LeBron was out here whining and whatnot. He bust out right after that versus the Warriors for 56 and 10. Okay. At the end of the game, sure as LeBron, I don't ever want to hear this. He still had to pass it off to Melo to make the game-winning shot. Okay. He's not the guy. He's not going to take over. He's going to get the points. He's like Shaq, right? You know what I mean? So I'm convinced that this dude is trying to win the scoring title on purpose because the situation is great for him. The team is not good. Everybody's injured, and all they're doing is relying on him, and he can't look like a quitter because he's not going to let himself do it, and he's chasing down Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, all-time greatest point scorer. I don't think LeBron has ever been, and I didn't investigate this, I don't think he's ever won the scoring title before. He needs something else to prolong his resume. Not only was LeBron scoring, damn it, everybody was scoring, okay? Kyrie, 56, KD, 53. After that again, Kyrie for 60. I don't know what the hell's going on. Cat Towns, Karl Anthony Towns, hit for 60. The dude 7 foot tall shooting 3-pointers. He was 7 for 11 from 3. Okay. This dude that plays on the Timberwolves too a couple days before that, Malik Beasley. Now I got to give him shots out for this. I've never seen this before. He was 11 for 17 for the game. All of them threes. He did not even attempt a free throw, did not attempt a damn field goal. Other than that, he was 11 for 17. Ended the game with 33 points. Okay. Steph Curry, he's still at it. 47-point games, 50-point game. It don't damn matter. But for the first time in a long time, Steph, Draymond, and him were back on the court together. They win. They look good. Up until last night. And I just had to add this because somebody rolled up on Steph Curry's ankle last night. Now he's indefinite. Okay. And look at this. This is stupid. I'm going to tell you one thing. Phoenix Suns have already clinched a playoff spot.
I saw that.
That's crazy. They're running away with this thing, and CP3 is hurt. All of this scoring going on. This leads me to believe, man. Where the hell's Michael Cooper? Where the hell's John Stockton? Where the hell's Ben Wallace? You know how I come through with the names. Where the hell's Dennis Rodman? Where's KG? Where's Mark Eaton? Dikembe Mutombo? There's nobody playing no tough defense out here. Okay? Where's the glove? Where's Ron Artest? Where's them Ruben Patterson? Okay? I'm about to lose my shit over here. Ruben Patterson, who was supposed to be the Kobe stopper. Nobody's stopping nothing because it's 50. It's 50. It's 50. It's 50. Everybody got 50-point games. But anyway, on a bright note, regional news. The Portland Trailblazers, this is like stat of the week right here. Portland Trailblazers record is 26-41. Maybe that means nothing to anybody else. They're in the 11th seed. It is what it is. But I found this interesting. In home games, they're 17-18. And they've only won 2 games on the road. 17 wins, all at home. At least if you're a Trailblazers fan and you buy tickets and they win, good for you, because they don't win nowhere else except for home. What do you know about that? What do you know about that, man?
So since the All-Star break, when LeBron doesn't score 50 points, I don't know how many times he scored 50 points in the last few weeks.
3.
But 3. So they're 3-9, or they're 0-9 when LeBron doesn't score 50 points or more. So they're 3-0 when he scores 50 points in the last 12.
And that's what it's going to take. And I say, hey, you know what? You ain't giving the fans a damn thing else to cheer for. They're a 7, 8, 9 seed on any given day. Go try to light up the scoreboard because, I mean, what else you going to do? That's what Kobe did. Kobe won a scoring title twice when he didn't have no team back in the day. Hit for 81 in the game, still hasn't happened again yet. You know what I mean? So, hey man, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, go for it, bro. Like if he really wants to still play at that level, and there ain't nobody else on that team that's helping him out a damn bit. So
that's it.
If you to be the man, you just need to be the man. How many games are left? 30?
I think it's 40? Less than that. I think it's less than that.
30, so something like that. I mean, LeBron might as well go out there and just go get his and just score as many points as possible.
There's only 14 games left.
Oh, 14. So half of what I said. Close enough. Yeah. So shows you how much I follow that. But, that's just what I'm saying. But, hey, it is what it is at this point. Till the playoffs. That's all that matters. Yeah.
Well, LeBron can do the mathematics at this point with only 14 games left. If he wanted to, he can do the mathematics and see what he needed to do. Because he doesn't want to go out looking like a sucker, like he wasn't trying, because that's what you play to win the game. But while I'm at it, since nobody else is out here with me, a supplemental trophy for my mantle might help my brand or whatever in the hell else he's doing. And right. we can't forget to say, there's a damn women's basketball player that's in a Russian jailhouse, okay? And been there, and nobody's saying nothing because, of course, soon as we start some shit about it, that's the match to World War III, because now you're harboring an American citizen, right? So, but that's crazy, though. Them women go over there all the time and get paid because they can, for some strange reason, Russians got extra money to spend on women's sports, and we don't hear, which is crazy to me. Okay, because that's a whole nother story that we can get into. about one of the NBA teams being fined because their owner took them a chartered flight home. That's not allowed in the WNBA because they need an even playing field. So you're not allowed for these women to travel like the dudes do? Man,
unreal,
come on,
huh?
bro. This is stupid, man. This is stupid. And right about the time of year, we coming up on it. And when the women's the World Series start off for women's baseball and all of that shit, they better get as much damn pub, which most of the time they do, than the guys do. You know what I'm saying? Because their product is a whole lot more entertaining at that.
Hey, there is nothing I can debate on that one, homie. You are 100% correct. They need to have the equal playing field that the men's sports get on TV because nobody's watching Sports Center anymore for any highlights. Put some college softball games on there. Put some college women's basketball games on there. You know, let them do the travel in the WNBA like they need to travel like the guys do, and pay them what they deserve. $70,000 for a WNBA player is ridiculous when the NBA players are getting multi-million-dollar contracts for this. And when there's a couple owners that own WNBA teams at the same time as they own an NBA team, if that's not fair, in my opinion, in general, to begin with, if they can't pay the women the same amount. So,
hey, look,
or at least a decent wage. Come on.
I look at it like this. If a woman is in jail because she had to go over there to get paid a valuable wage and risk going to jail, I don't care if she was, she had a joint on her or not. I don't know. But she had to risk her life to go over there to play to get this money because y'all don't pay me equally or deservedly on this side. Now look. That's all I'm saying.
Facts, homie. Facts. You want to get into some NFL, bro? Because we got
it's a little going on.
I mean, we got a lot.
Are you come down? You firmly.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying? Accepted what's going on in the landscape.
I have
in the Northwest now. Are you in it now?
I have after we had our therapy for the 12s last week, episode 149 for y'all. If you want to go check it out, that was last week's emergency podcast that we did late at night when all the breaking news was rolling through. I have accepted it. I think it was time to move on because I think we might have talked about this last week too. They're not going to pay Russell Wilson $50 million to play quarterback. That's just not how the franchise does it.
They've never
they'll pay, they've never done it that way. They'll pay, 20 million and 15 million to all these other defensive guys because that's what the philosophy is defense wins championships, running the ball wins championships, except they don't do it on the fucking 1 yard line. So that's the philosophy that Pete and John have going on in Seattle. So yes, after I thought about it all day and figured it out, and after our therapy session with the other 12s and Trent last week, shout out Trent, thank you for coming on last week as well. Yes, I'm okay with it. Now, where do we go in quarterback is a different story because we've had offline conversations with our boy Rudy and Aaron, is every single quarterback that's on the move is always coming to Seattle, right? Everybody's coming to Seattle. Baker, Deshaun,
everybody,
Matt Ryan, Jameis Winston, everybody's rolling through, right? And Colin Kaepernick, which shout out to me for calling that last week, by the way. So who knows what's going on, right? But I'm okay with it. It's a little bit different. The Wagner thing was a little weird to me, right? Yeah. The Wagner thing was definitely weird. I mean, he negotiated his own contract. He knew what he was getting into. I don't know how they wouldn't go in and restructure it maybe and say, hey, well, let's try to do this. We want to keep you around after that. Even though maybe it seemed like he was a little bit of KJ Wright-ish, a little bit of a step slower, not to knock on Bobby Wagner.
Yeah, I mean, that's anybody.
But just seemed like he was, you always hear about the Bobby Wagner tackles. I still think he got over 100 tackles last year. So it's one of those things that was a little weird, especially after Wagner comes out and says, hey, I didn't even hear it from the Seahawks. That's kind of odd to me. After the organization does the way that they seem to treat players very well and people want to come play here. So that's a little odd to me. I still haven't heard the real story from that. So we'll see.
Well, I mean, if I saw just in terms of free agents news, I think they decided to keep Diggs. They paid him some extra money. So it's going to be interesting to me to see what, if that cap hit is going to, or the relief of that cap hit is going to help them to foundationally rebuild. That's all it is. Because I mean, if I already told you that nobody stays here, so you don't have, unless your name is Walter Jones, you know what I mean, that nobody stays here and retires from here. And so if that's what it's going to be, then you already have to be in that mindset. And so for Wagner, I just, if he clicks on with, sounds like they're saying Dallas because of Quinn's down there, and they lost some pieces or whatever. But yeah, I just, the news is going to be the quarterback because you have Lockett and DK. So who's going to be the quarterback is the news right now. Everything else, it has to be them thinking about putting in foundational pieces together to put the long-term play in place. You know what I mean?
100%. Did you hear about the new overtime rules that a couple teams threw out, Indy and Philly, and then Tennessee threw out a proposal? I want to know your thoughts on this, homie, on the overtime rule. And what overtime rule would you like the best out of these two? So Indy and Philly proposed both teams get the ball in OT, generic, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then Tennessee proposes both teams get the opportunity to possess the ball in overtime unless with the team that's with the ball first possession scores a touchdown and a successful 2-point conversion. Do you like that one? Which one of those two do you like? No. You don't like this?
No, I personally like sudden death. I don't care if the other team doesn't possess the ball.
No, you're tripping.
Nope. Look, you win the coin flip, okay? Win the coin flip.
Okay.
Win the coin flip. Hold on. Win the coin flip. Now it is now on me, Matt Hasselbeck style, okay, to come through off of this coin flip. I still have to do what I need to do, right? And if I go 4 and out, I pretty much blew my shot, right? I don't want a whole nother game after the game, right? I don't want that. I want, hey, if I blew my shot right there, then that's cool. Now my defense has to go out and stop them from taking their shot. If we keep stopping each other, the first person that wins should be it. I don't know nothing about all of this. Other teams should possess. Other teams should possess if they stop them on defense. That's it.
So you want a coin flip to determine the overtime 90% of the time to determine the outcome of the game. Do you want a coin flip? Do you want a coin? Yes, that's exactly what you said. Do you want a coin flip to determine your over-under bet on the Seattle Kraken game?
What are you talking about? If it goes to overtime, there's no tie. It's a shootout.
Do you want a coin flip to determine the outcome of your wager you are going to place on an over-under, heads being over, tails being under? Do you want a coin flip to determine that?
It's not relevant to the conversation.
Yes, it is.
No, I don't. No, I don't.
You're saying, okay, exactly. So you're saying that a coin flip should decide who gets the ball first, and if they score, that's
game over. That means your defense is whack, and we won. We whooped y'all ass. That's it. Okay. Now, if we do not go out and handle our business as a team, absolutely, you possess the ball. Now, here's the thing, though, because we've seen in multiple occasions where you have both teams have possessed the ball, then it turns into somebody is going to kick a field goal to win. Okay, so there's no huge change that needs to be made in the situation. Either put it back to the old school rules, like I'm talking about, or leave it how it is, unless you want to turn the overtime into fun. Okay, let's turn the overtime into fun. Let's make it shootout. Okay, put your kicker at the 40, my kicker on the 40, and we're gonna keep hitting 50s until somebody falls off. That's what the anonymous big homie wants to have. If you want to change overtime, let's make it fun. The shootout, most exciting play, most exciting overtime ever, whether it's soccer or hockey. Hockey better though. But let's do shootouts.
I like the Tennessee proposal, in my opinion. I think
which is
both team possess the ball unless the first team that scores a touchdown goes for 2 and converts it.
Okay, so I possess the ball.
I like that. I
possess the ball and I don't get it. Okay, then we're going off Tennessee. The Tennessee rule. I get the ball, I'll go down. I'm not in field goal range. I can't score. Turnover on downs. I give it to you, right? You don't score. Yeah, I get the ball back, and then I score. You still get the ball again?
No, because it's just each team possesses the ball once.
They have to possess the ball. That's the current rule.
No, the current rule is if you score a touchdown, the game's over.
Oh, yeah. Right.
So if you...
That's what I'm talking about.
So if you possess the ball, so the Tennessee rule is, hey, let's say, what was it? Patrick Mahomes gets down, scores a touchdown in overtime against Buffalo.
Yeah, right? I get the ball back.
They have to go for 2, and they have to convert the 2-point conversion.
But I still don't get the ball back.
Or Buffalo gets the ball.
What if they do convert?
Game's over.
So why is the game over then and not before?
Because it's a successful 2-point conversion.
So the Octo 8 is what kills you. You got to do right. You got to get it to go. Got to get the touchdown and go for 2.
Talk about putting in some plays on the Vegas sports betting plays to actually analyze a overtime and 2-point conversion overtime rule, and that is as you look at that too. So I think that's cool because then okay, let's say you get down there to score and you don't get a 2-point conversion, then the other team has to score a touchdown.
Right.
Either way, instead of, just going down, they get the ball back and then kick a field goal to win, right?
Yeah, but I got to score a touchdown anyway. So, okay, under the Tennessee rule, we both score a touchdown. We both possessed. We both score a touchdown. Now what?
Now, if the other team, the second possession scores a touchdown, if they make the extra point, the game's over.
Well, what about the field goal?
They're already down by 6. If they don't,
the overtime has started. You possessed, touchdown. I possessed, touchdown. Now what?
Then first score wins.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. First score wins, field goal, whatever.
Yeah, because you both got the ball already.
So so all you're saying is the minimum is the same. You got to have 2 possessions. We're throwing out the field goal, okay, the field goal attempt, because the mission is to get down there and score a touchdown and go for 2 and hit the 2 to win, because there makes no sense now for me to get down there and get to 30, stall out and kick a field goal. Now I have to find some 30-yard play to get into the end zone, because a field goal is not doing me no good, right? Is what you're saying.
Right. Because right now, a field goal doesn't win you the game, right?
No, it spins you back. But that's what I'm saying. No, I'm saying if the other team has already scored, so just like always, you go down, you get the kick, boom, go down there, field goal, 35-yarder. Now the pressure's on me. I go down there, I stall at the 20, I stall at the 30-yard line. So now it's a 40-yard field goal for me to tie. I'm going to kick that under the current rules to stay in the game, right?
Well, you kick that in either one of those rules, you'll be able to kick that to win.
To stay in. to stay in.
Oh yeah, you're saying it's 3-0 right now in overtime.
Right. So what I'm saying is it now becomes on me to try to get into the end zone, but I guess it's always on me to try to get in the end zone and win if they didn't already kicked a field goal first. So yeah, I don't know, man. It would probably be cool.
It's an interesting concept to think about and see what happens if that goes into effect sooner.
I'm almost positive that has a name too. I think somebody recently in the last couple of years named the touchdown and the go for two. I think it has a name to it now.
Does it?
Anybody that's got it, hit us up on the Twitter, let us know what that is. But I'll probably look it up in the meantime. But yeah, because I think it was mentioned in the playoffs last year when Joe Mixon got the touchdown and the 2-point conversion himself. It has a name to it, octopus or something. I don't know what it's called because that's something that got to do with 8, but it's something.
How about old Calvin Ridley placing placing a parlay? He must be listening to the show, talking about us parlays and stuff all the time.
Yeah, listen to me. I'll tell him not to do it. But
I know, but
damn.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't even get a chance to get this opinion out there. I mean, what did you think about dude getting busted making a wager when he wasn't playing last year? What was your opinion on that?
Well, I think it's dumb because they're not supposed to bet, right? They get the tutorial every year.
I'm sure it's clear.
They say, it's in the fine print in your contract or whatever. Don't bet on NFL games, blah, 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 blah. He wasn't betting against his team, first of all. He wasn't playing, second of all.
Right.
He was just trying to enjoy being a young adult male, right? And have some fun and do whatever he's doing, right? So
is he having mental health problems or is he just young and stupid?
Right. I guess that was part of it, right? He was doing the mental health checkout, but no, I think he's just young and having a good time like we would now back in the day, or we do now. I mean, you can't fault somebody for wanting to place a wager and enjoying it. However, it cost him how many millions for a $1,100, $1,500 bet or whatever. But you have these fucking assholes out here who are beating women,
Well, yeah. Getting massaged up.
Get all that shit.
Naked under the towel.
And they're still playing. And
yeah,
the NFL is still making money and promoting sports betting all at the same time, right? So where do you go with this and how does this look? Who knows? I don't fault the guy, except I feel for him for losing his contract and the year he's going to have to sit out for a sports bet, which is dumb because the NFL is making money off of sports betting. So
yeah, the fact that the NFL is in bed with, BetMGM and everybody else, right? I don't think that has nothing to do with it. Yeah, just like when we were talking about last year with the rules and how stringent they were going to be with pitchers and sticky substances, right? So for me, I'm going, oh yeah, they had to hit him hard with the year, and they're probably happy that it was him under these circumstances just to let everybody else know that, look, we're not playing. He didn't even play last year. He has said that he was about to quit. And then all of a sudden, I guess he was talking about coming back. And then this comes out. But I mean, I don't know anything about all the timeline and all that and how that makes any difference. But they had to hit him hard with the year because they weren't going to suspend him for life. But they want everybody to know and clear, we're not about to have no point shaving. We're not about to have no Pete Rose. We're not having any of that now that we're talking about we are partners with these guys. We want to come down with the heavy hand. And they didn't have to come down with the heavy hand on a big name. Like, remember we were talking about who's the first big name, who was going to have the substance in the glove, right? They didn't even have to come with a really large name because he wasn't even playing, but they had to hit him with that. And, he had to get hit. I mean, that's just what it is. Because my whole thing was, is it mental health or just young stupidity? Because that you got a pamphlet before that says gambling is prohibited as a player in the NFL. Now, if you went to somebody, if you wanted to get down, you know what I mean? You would go to somebody and go, yo, can I do this even though I didn't play last year and I claimed that I was about to retire? No, you're on an active roster. No, dude. No, you can't even get down. Damn. All right. Look, playing the game is for you. Being able to live vicariously through you by running to the counter with my money is my job, right? You just go play ball and get healthy, get your mind right, and do all of that.
You're right.
Don't be trying to do both.
So it's
not even a good look.
Yeah, let me throw this out there to you, homie. So you're Calvin Ridley, all right? Mm-hmm. And I'm your boy. Mm-hmm. And I say, hey, look, what's the game plan look like next week? Oh yeah, they're giving me these touches. I'm gonna roll. I think I'm gonna get like 10 to 12 looks right for me, right? Okay, cool. So what are the plays? Cool. All right, well, you know what? How about I see an over-under as 86 yards for you, 86 and a half. What should I do? Oh, man, you should go. This is Calvin, you telling me, hey, you should play that over. All right, cool. Well, you know what? I'm going to play that over. You're gonna hook me up with a cool G for that. All right, cool. Here's my G. You know what I'm saying? So my point is, he has people who could go play these for him, and he wouldn't even have to. It'd be under the radar, because you can't tell me that there's not an NFL player. And for all you NFL players out there that look at this, I'm sure 99% of you, are cool with just playing and get that money, but you have that time where you have your boys who are gamblers and who'd like to do a little fun thing on the side. You have that insight from your inner circle and your crew. So he could have just said, hey, whoever, here's my boy. Hey, I want to do this parlay. Why don't you guys throw that in for me?
That's still have the ticket. Bro. That's dangerous, bro. I mean, I'm not doing
But I'm just saying there's a way around it instead of putting your name out there with your own handle.
I know that. Because look, you could definitely, clearly, this could have been going on since the beginning of time in a sport that does it, that has it going on. All of the different NCAA basketball point shaving scandals there's been through the years, right?
Yep.
What if there wasn't a mafioso hood dude saying, hey, why don't you do this? Why don't we do it ourselves and have somebody go and play the bet and we'll do it? Then it's inside the circle. There's nobody else to get busted with some big, huge amounts of money, right? The reason why you can't do that, you can't do that is because, dude, you can't do that, bro. There's no way.
I'm just saying.
There's no way.
If you still wanted a little action, you could do it around the way.
If you're a professional player and you're telling your boy, to drop this, because of course, when you go to the counter, I'm pretty sure there's different limit. You can't just go in there with $100,000 and say, let me get down on Calvin Ridley over 6.5 receptions.
Right. You know what I mean? Throw a red flag.
Hell yeah. You know what I mean? So you have to know all of that. And then what you're going to do, split it up and go to 10 casinos, probably, if that's what you're in the business of doing. But yeah, no, you can't do that. Your job is to play the game at a high level. The reason why they give you the bread is for you to have nutritional habits, behavior habits, mental habits, physical habits that promote you playing at a high level for my professional football team. That's what you get paid the bread for. Not to be out here trying to double it. Go start a business or something.
It was $1,100 or $1,500, man.
But see,
one thing just want to have a little fun.
If it was, I wonder what if it was fantasy. If it was like one of those fantasy pools that have money. I know, that's what I'm saying. I always hear the players talk about fantasy, but what if this was fantasy for money? That's what I'm saying. This is what I think the NFL wanted to whack a guy hard, right? To get everybody's mind cleared of, we don't give a damn. I guarantee you it's a memo that went across about fantasy. If it's money in any kind of way involved, stay away from it. I guarantee you the NFL came out with all of that info for these dudes after this came down.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. That was just a fun little conversation. I mean,
yeah, we missed that all together.
Do you think? Okay, one last question, and we should move on because we got a lot of baseball to talk about. and anything else. Or there's one more NFL thing. One last question, homie. Do you think the punishment is right a year for a $1,500 bet parlay?
Oh yeah, I think it's cool. I mean, if it was a lifetime ban, I'd be like, y'all wilding out, right? If it was a a game ban for half the season, I'd be like, oh, all right. But I don't know if that's a hard enough whack to make sure that everybody understands what this is. I think a year is perfect. I think
a year is way too long. 4 or 6 is probably about right, because all the other, I don't have them in front of me. Yeah. I don't have them in front of me, but all the other altercations that go on in the NFL, 4 to 6 games seems to be the amount that they get, no matter what. Tom Brady deflated a football and only got 4 games.
They had Sean Payton up out of here. Your boy Josh Gordon is a repeat offender. Okay, look, I don't want to hear that. A year is a year, bro. Okay, and you can come back from that. He's only like 24 or something stupid like that. He's fine, long as he gets his mind right.
I guess it'd be a mental year for him, right?
Yeah, if he would have lost his career over it, then you would say, damn, that's unfortunate. If they hit him with the Pete Rose, you'd be like, damn, that's unfortunate for a dude that's 20-something. Just like old boy who's in jail right now for the Raiders. You go, damn, that's unfortunate because it's so young.
Drugs, yeah.
Right? You're so young. You didn't even get started yet. Right? So you go, those things are unfortunate. But this is a perfect, like a nice little whooping from your parents to tell you, hey, that ain't the thing to be doing.
All right. Well, last thing I got on football is some fool bought Brady's last touchdown ball, quote unquote, for $500,000. Oops.
I did.
And what did I say? What did I say on the podcast? I'm not going to believe it until I see somebody underneath the damn center for Tampa Bay next year.
Yeah.
Because I didn't believe Brady was retiring. You heard it here first on the episode of Sports Fix with Stix and the Nos Big Homie. We called it. But the guy that bought the football, damn, in the words of my guy, Ron Simmons, go Knowles. Damn.
Yeah, he's assed out. I mean, that's when I first heard the story, I was like, wow, damn, that's unfortunate, especially after Tom Brady comes back. But then I was thinking, what's more unfortunate? Me catching the football touchdown from Tom Brady and then giving it back to him and only getting a jersey and some stuff, or me paying $500K thinking that this is the last touchdown Tom Brady threw. Oh my God. It doesn't even match up, because I thought that first guy got hit over the head. I was like, damn, Tom Brady did him dirty for a historic ball for him, right? It was number 700, I think, 700 TD passes, I think it was, that he caught. And then they begged to give the ball back, and all he got was jerseys. And I think somewhere down the line, somebody had to hook him up with something anyway to try to supplement some season tickets or something. But this guy, man, the $500K is going to now sit on the mantle with the guy that has the last touchdown pass that Tom Brady threw for the Patriots.
Right.
It's going to mean nothing. You bought the wrong damn baseball card, bro. You bought the Billy Ripken. You thought it was the Billy Ripken error card. You messed up. You thought you had
Billy
the
Ripken.
Yeah, you thought you had the Juan
card.
Gonzalez. You thought you had the good Juan Gonzalez rookie card with the error, but you just got the regular Juan Gonzalez rookie card. Okay. Yeah, you got messed up, bro.
Shout out to that guy for throwing the money out there, but shout out, he could have just threw that money towards Sports Fix with Stix.
There's no way. There's no way.
And got promoted way better than losing $500,000 on the last Tom Brady, quote unquote, touchdown pass ball.
I mean, he got it. I mean, he's clearly got the money.
He's clearly got it. He should hit us up. Whoever that guy is, find him and send him our way, because we got some better opportunities for him than that. That is for sure. All right, bro. We got to get into some baseball, dude. We have to roll with some baseball. The free agent frenzy, as homie always talks about, dog. You always talk about baseball F's up their whole opportunity to be involved in the offseason and promote their product.
They did.
We have to fix, but they did, yes. And we always have to fix everything for the MLB. We fix a lot of things for a lot of people. So if that's not worth some sponsors to roll out and say, hey, these guys are good at what they do and smart at what they do, hit us up. We have all of the receipts to back all this up. But with that being said, they dropped the ball because of the lockout. They dropped the ball because they don't have all these free agents signed yet. There's still, I think, 3 free agents left, or the big name free agents. But the one I want to talk about that happened last night was your boy, your team, your Dodgers, Freddie Freeman.
Gotta do it.
What a freaking signing. That might be the best one all year, in my opinion.
It's definitely the best one. But I mean, what are you gonna do? You're the Dodgers, right? The Dodgers come from the same franchise mind frame as George Steinbrenner. Okay. Ever since it just clicked for us. And I think we had to wait for George Steinbrenner to die, I think, because that's about when it clicked and the torch was handed. Now the Yankees still hand out money, but I think the sons, the younger Steinbrenners, are a little bit cheaper than they pops used to be. They pops used to hand out big bread, and the Yankees were going to win. Okay, but now it's a little bit different, and the Dodgers are now taking that place of, if you're available, we got bread if you want to play. And it looks like he wants to play, and I think it's a good signing, man. I mean, what can you do with a potential lineup looking like that? You lost Corey Seager. Well, that's fine. Okay. We lose Matt Scherzer from the rotation, but we still picked up Trey Turner from in the back half of last year. It's going to be a good lineup, man, with Muncy and all the boys, It's going to be cool. It's just, you got to do it. And I think you have to do it. Like I was saying before, you can't say this enough. The Dodgers have already made themselves here, right? The Yankees did too, but they backed off a little bit. The Dodgers made themselves here. They have to spend money like they plan to win 100 games every year. If you're spending less than that, then you spend money and let everybody know what it is. And this is what we've been talking about. But the Dodgers are the opposite. We're at the top of the heap. So they have to give out the money to Mookie Betts. They have to give out the money to Max Scherzer, Freeman, Kershaw, all the names, that have come through here recently. You have to do it because now the motto is win 100 games and be a major factor in this every year. That's what keeps all the kids wearing the Dodger hats.
And so, yeah, I mean, that's an awesome signing, in my opinion. I mean, that has to be one of my favorites. I mean, I like Freddie Freeman. Obviously, he's a great ball player, great person on and off the field. What a signing. I mean, I just think when you look at that lineup, Betts, Trey Turner, Freeman, Muncy, Justin Turner, I don't know how many years he has left. Bellinger,
still play. Bellinger on a comeback year. I'm telling you, man, watch out for Bellinger this year, boy.
Will Smith, not the Fresh Prince. Yeah. Your boy Chris Taylor. Gosh, I can't believe he's even still there, in my opinion. And then Pollock's your sleeper, I believe, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a good thing. But the thing is with the new that they finally decided to come back with baseball, right? So I've looked and researched this as much as I could. So
what?
The banning the shift, the pitch clock that they're talking about using, and the bigger bases won't go into effect until 2023. So not till next year. Mm-hmm. So is the universal DH, I forgot to look up the universal DH. Is that a go this year?
ASAP. Yes.
Okay. The DH is ASAP. But those the other things are next year in 2023.
Imagine a lineup the Dodgers are going to be sitting out there instead of Kershaw. Oh my God, this is going to be stupid.
Right.
I like it, though.
First of all, Kershaw signed a 1-year deal.
Yeah, I mean, he's not the same guy.
I was going to say, he ain't even going to make it through the whole year. So you're going to have to hit that free agent market, and you're going to have to get the spin god back off of
Purgatory? No, he's not coming back. He's not coming back. There's been no return for him. He didn't even have to do what Calvin Ridley did to be gone. He is a ghost.
The spin god is not coming back. Although I have seen him active out there on social media a little bit. It lasted about 1 day. And guess what? He said, whoever his PR department is, said, nope, give me that Twitter handle because you are not going to be around here.
Put the phone down.
Yep. Go away, go into hiding, and not come back.
Yeah, dude, I don't understand what this bigger bases thing is. So when I first saw that, I said, okay, what the hell you need bigger bases for? Are we going to the first base, the secondary red base that's there? Is that what we're doing?
The little old school softball?
Yeah, the red base that's off to the side. Okay, or is that what we're doing? What
do bigger bases have to do with anything?
Why do we need a bigger base? Do we need a bigger base at second so I can monitor these turns on double plays? Since there's no in the neighborhood no more. I don't understand. What do we need a bigger base for? Who's arguing for a bigger base? Is that you? You over there arguing for bigger bases? Is that one of your major sticking points?
Not me, because you're as a middle infielder, you're still gonna find a way around it because you're still doing the same move. You're still gonna adjust your feet. You're still gonna be as close as you can to get it without touching the base. The problem with all this is they need to just go back to old school and just let these motherfuckers go balls out into the infielders and break up double plays because that's where you get the action, right? And you know what? I'm not saying I want anybody to get hurt.
Of course not.
I'm saying that is your little crow hop, your little jump step to jump over, get the ball, and fire it as you jump off one leg and go up over the player to get that double play. That is where the athleticism of these athletes are there for that anyways. 20 years ago, 25 years ago, there was no athleticism and they could do that. Now there is plenty of athleticism to stay out of the way of getting your ass ran over at second base. I'm not saying that Albert Bell move when he's knocking over, I just had his name in my head. Before he even gets halfway down the line and knocks over the little second baseman. I'm not saying that Albert Bell, that's the move. I'm saying get down and get dirty and be able to play. So the bigger bases aren't going to make a damn bit of difference, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't care. Juan Samuel is still going to turn to 2 with no matter how big the base is. Okay. Ken Oberfeld is still going to turn 2 regardless of how big the base is. That didn't make any sense to me. I didn't understand it, but I guess there'll be clarification. Now, what I did get clarification on, and we didn't talk about this either, another major sticking point. Now, at first, I thought it was BS. If y'all was following me on the Twitter, y'all have heard me talk about, I know that they're not tripping and not playing this season off of an international draft. International draft. What are y'all doing? You trying to find Dirk Nowitzki? What's going on? I don't understand what's going on until I got the info. So how stuff goes in the Caribbean right now is it's like whatever. If you have a scout for the Stix squad and he's over there and he finds damn Juan Soto, okay, he finds, I don't know, somebody from over
Julio Rodriguez,
Jose Fernandez back in the day, any guy that they find over there, you could just grab them, sign them, and that's it. You just won because your guys are more active. Meanwhile, this other squad that's in, I don't know, Toronto, any of the smaller market, but Milwaukee, maybe their scouts are not in the Caribbean like that. We have no chance at this guy. So say you pick up uh uh Vlad Guerrero, okay, from the Montreal Expos. You're smart enough to go find Vlad Guerrero, right? Vlad Guerrero says, hey, why don't you go get my boy? Why don't you go get my brother? Now I could have the end with getting all of these guys. I could be, there's a couple teams that have done it like that have just pulled guys. The Yankees have done it a bunch of times. You never heard of the dude before. El Duque, Livan Hernandez. All these dudes came out of them nowhere. They weren't in nobody's minor league team. They didn't get drafted in the U.S. So then I started going, damn, that's true. What if it was like a Caribbean little mini draft? So we know the dude that's on the Mariners right now, that's from La Dominicana. You know what I'm saying?
Rodriguez, yeah.
Que lo que. Okay. If everybody knew about him and he had a chance to be cycled into, excuse me, in sight of everybody, I think that would make the fans go, oh, now I know that there's a dude down there that we could get. Because these teams just come up with these dudes and they come out of nowhere. I don't know what the big market is.
The big market teams go do that, go scout those people. You got the other teams, the low payroll teams, which we've talked about many, many times, is you don't have the Baltimore Orioles, the Pittsburgh Pirates, the Cleveland Guardians, the Athletics, the Miami Marlins, the Diamondbacks, the bottom five in that order, going over there to scout these players.
Why not?
As you just said. Because they don't want to spend the money. Look at their payroll. They don't want to spend the money for those players.
All right, but I want to know about them too. I want my eyes on them too. Look, you're not telling me that I can go to any college and grab a dude. You're not telling me that I can go to any high school and just say he's the next Darryl Strawberry or Ken Griffey Jr. I'm signing you from high school, or A-Rod. I'm signing you from high school, right? So I don't even get a chance to know who those guys are. You got the end because you've either historically already had a dude always down here, you know what I mean, pulling up El Duque, Livan Hernandez, whatever, right? You've always had a dude down here. I didn't even get a chance. So if I am Texas Rangers, which would be a great environment for a Caribbean player to come if you want to go back home, it's real short, blah, blah, blah. Or if I'm Arizona, Arizona's pretty good. They always are pretty good. But these small market teams that I'm talking about that don't ever get these blue chip dudes. They go straight to, these certain squads. Maybe it should be for business purposes. Everybody should know about them so we can decide who goes to where. That might be cool.
I 100% agree with what you're saying. I'm just saying that these teams that I just referenced, a lot of the teams, they just will not go. What's that?
You're saying they just don't go. They don't want to go.
I'm just saying they don't go. They don't scout. They don't put in the time and the money to do that, to get these players. Yeah. And as much as we talk about the Mariners being a mid-level team, they at least have their eyes on these players,
right?
That you were just talking about, because, the Shohei thing a couple years ago, right?
Yeah.
The Mariners were in the bidding, quote unquote, for that as the international player. So that's an interesting take on that. And I 100% agree with that the big market teams do not want, or the small market teams do not want the big market teams to have that monopoly of that. Right.
That's what, now that you mention it like that, now I'm thinking about, like, in a way, like, now I have to give you the advantage that I had because you didn't want to do that. I'm giving up an advantage that I had, a competitive advantage that I had in scouting, because you decided not to. I don't have to change the way that I operate business because you didn't do that. Your policy is different from mine. I kind of feel now I'm kind of on the side of the big market teams. Like, look, we put all the legwork in. We've been watching this kid since he was 14. Okay. So we done already donated money to their family. We done did all kinds of stuff, right? But see, I think that's what it's all about control. And I think that that's probably one of the things that were discussed is the players don't want no parts of that, because the players want to just be able to go where the hell they want to go. If the Yankees are down here giving my family bread on a regular, That's where I'm about to go. You got an update or something?
Yeah, breaking 12-5, as you discussed earlier. Richmond Spiders 67, Iowa 63. Hey,
always. What the hell?
Dude, I'm telling you, man, we were on that one, but I'm gonna once we get off this, I'm diving in, brah. We're diving in. But yeah, back to baseball. That was an interesting thing. Hey, by the way, shout out to Aaron Jones. Have to give him a shout out. We talked earlier. He took the Spiders at +10. Easy. Should have took the money line, which he just texted me and said the same thing. So he already called it. He called it before the show.
Money where your mouth is.
Yep, he did. He exactly did that. But yeah, back to baseball, bro. What else was there on there? Let's talk a little Mariners. Let's talk a little Mariners real quick.
Yeah, what's up?
So, we had the trade from the trade from Cincinnati, Gino Suarez and Henry Winkler. I mean Jesse Winker.
The Fonz?
The Fonz, yeah, I knew you'd get that reference. That's why I said it. That a boy. Came over from Cincinnati, all-star in Winker, power lineup. Don't look at me like that, bro. This is gonna be a very, very fun year. That adds a lot of things. The thing is, okay, you're coming from the National League, you're going to the American League. Winker kills right-handed pitching, which is solid for the team for the division. Suarez hit like 30 bombs last year, has the capability to hit 50. The whole team's going to dye their hair the way that Suarez has his hair. This is the word on the street that I got from the homie investigative team insiders, is the whole team is going to dye their hair the way Suarez has his hair if he hits 50 bombs. I like this lineup. You got JP, France, Haniger, Suarez, Winker, Frazier, Kelenic, and in my opinion, Julio Rodriguez has to have a shot. And this is why. And I've already discussed this offline with some other people. Julio Rodriguez has been with the Mariners since he was 16. He's 20 years old now? Okay. You had Kyle Lewis last year Kyle Lewis 3 years ago, 4 years ago when he was in the system, and they wanted to take their time with Kyle Lewis to get him back. He's been hurt. He won the Rookie of the Year in the short season in 2020 with the COVID year, right? Which we discussed a while back. In my opinion, why are you wasting time with the kids, these younger athletes, to be in the lower level games when you could bring them up? We've seen it with Juan Soto. We've seen it with Chris Bryant after they finally called Chris Bryant up, right? So in my opinion, you need to bring Julio up now with the outfield that they have. Kyle Lewis is still on the injured reserve right now. He won't be back. So you have Haniger, you have Kelenic, you have Winker. You need to put Julio in there somewhere in the lineup somehow. But I just don't believe that nowadays with these athletes that we have, you should keep the younger kids in the AAA farm systems for longer than they need. So in my opinion, I think the lineup's going to be good. We still need another pitcher or two. You know how the long year season goes. Someone may get injured, whatever. So looking forward to the Mariners this season for sure.
Well, I'm glad you said you knew some of those names, because I saw the spring training invites and I don't know anybody on here. Just JP Crawford looks familiar, but I don't know if he's called Crawford. I don't know.
He is not. He is not Carl Crawford. I'll tell you that.
Clearly not. But I mean, I didn't recognize anybody, so I says, well, hey, there you go. I do remember Kalanick from last year, and he swung a heavy bat. But other than that,
called back up and down. And that's the thing with Julio Rodriguez. And I talked with my boy Jordan about this. We don't want it where it's like, call him up, and then go down and then call them up and then go back, and then stay there, right? You have to give the opportunity with the full season that we got going. Put them in there, in my opinion, with Julio. Give him the opportunity.
I never understood that whole situation with if you've got somebody that is, and I hear it always happens with double A. Double A supposedly is like where all of your real potential really is. Triple A is where you park people who aren't good enough to play in the league, in the show. Right.
And you just fill a space, right?
Right. So you're just running your farm club. Yeah. You're running your farm club, right? This is how I've heard that it goes. And so all of your major prospects who are ready to roll. So it's almost like it should be double A, right? I don't understand why you don't bring these dudes up. I don't know about all of this not bringing them back down thing, because if it doesn't work, if they're really not ready, then they really shouldn't be ready. Then you send them. But if you invest, then you send them to triple. So it should go double A. Put them in the show. So you shouldn't wait. We don't wait for Baker Mayfield. We don't wait for Josh Allen. We don't wait for none of these quarterbacks. If you're Josh Rosen, your ass is the hell out of here, right? If you're Blaine Gabbert, your ass is the hell out of here. I need to find what I need to know right off the rip. And I think it probably has something to do with they're not trying to pay these dudes major league salaries right off the rip, which is maybe what they were arguing with some of this with tenure or something they was arguing about this collecting bargaining agreement. Yeah,
bullshit money, yeah.
But with time and seniority. But anyway, but you should bring these dudes up. Why am I sitting here holding talent if I'm a major league club? Why am I holding
and you want to win right now? Do you want to win right now or no?
If I'm these clubs who are trying to be frugal and thrifty with my bread, right? I want talent for the low. I want the Russell Wilson talent. I want the talent for the big talent for the cheap at the beginning before I have to figure out if I need to pay him Tatis money, right? I need to know this first. If I got a young dude, I need to know who he is. So I never understood the mentality of keeping people in the minors and they're just there forever. And the people that watch the main team who has the local minor league team nearby, they're wondering, why is this dude still down here if he's lighting it up in triples? What are you doing lighting it up in triple? You should be in the show if there's space. So if you're the Mariners, if you're the Guardians, if you're any of these, lower rung teams that don't spend a lot of bread, what the hell do you think the A's be doing? Shout out to the Bay Area. But,
yeah, you are wearing the A's hat right now.
And that's what they do all the time. So I just don't think that anybody should be waiting. I don't understand the farm system, how they progress up. If I found you somewhere, or if you're a high school, or if you're straight out of college, if you do a season in doubles and I see something, you should be trying out for the big roster in the next spring training. You should be able to get shots. Everybody should be able to get shots. And maybe that's the way that it works. Maybe double A, triple A, and the big ball club are all at spring training. And that's why they do split squads. I don't know that, right? But I think everybody should be looked at. If I have a roster of people that I'm not paying a lot of bread and my fans don't know, why not build a story around this young double A talent that made the club?
Right. And 100% agree with you. And I think that is exactly what I thought. And this came to mind when you were talking about this. I was thinking about somebody, and Wander Franco from Tampa Bay, right? This kid is 21 years old. And he just signed an 11-year, $182 million deal, right? 21 years old, $182 million deal.
So you got to do.
Played last year with Tampa Bay, so he's a proven commodity. These kids are getting better, and you just give them the opportunity to produce in your lineup. And especially for the Mariners, in my opinion, you're going for broke right now. You have nothing to lose. You have money to spend. You spent some money on the signings that you've got. You get a pitcher and bring him in. So why not give Julio the opportunity to do what he has been doing for you for the last 4 years, 5 years, or whatever? He's growing. He's still building. He's still, putting on muscle mass, still, doing all this stuff for you. But in my opinion, it's another wasted year that you have the opportunity to be a significant force in the AL West if he isn't in your lineup one way or another, day in and day out. But like I said, you have Kelenic, Winker, and Haniger right now to solidify the outfield. So who does Julio's which spot does he take? I don't want to say Haniger at this point. I'd like to keep Haniger as well.
Yeah, Haniger.
But you have to find a way to get those four bats in your lineup right now. So
DH, somebody's playing DH.
Yeah, somebody's got to be the DH, and then, but you have tomorrow is the first spring training game, and it sounds like Haniger's going to get to play, or not Haniger. Rodriguez is going to get to play in like pretty much 33 of 35 of those games or whatever they got going on. So they want to see what he's got. So we'll see. I think it's his time. I really do. I don't want to waste any more years of his productivity that he could produce.
Straight up.
It's not going to hurt, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
Cannot hurt you.
Because if you got young new flair, I mean, especially if it's marketable, and it sounds like he's a marketable character. He's got a Tatis, little flair to him. He's got 100%. A little Vlad flair to him. He got a little Juan Soto flair to him, and that's not bad for the game. That's not bad for the region, and that's not bad for the team.
What are the ages of Vlad Jr., Calvin Biggio, Bo Bichette? Yeah, I mean, look at those kids up in Toronto. I mean, we're gonna have a conversation about obviously our whole division breakdowns that we'll have here probably in the next couple of weeks. So that is one of those teams I'm looking at, and look how young they are. This is not a way to waste the talent and the opportunity after our 90-win season last year to waste the opportunity to get in, and make a good run this year. So, yeah, baseball season, love it. I'm glad they figured it the fuck out, bro. What else you got, homie? You got anything else you want to touch on before we dip out of here? Man, we went on for a minute. We knew we would too. So we apologize for everybody, but hey, you can break this down, and I have some timestamps that we're going to throw out there to people. So once homie does his, I'm throwing you on the spot here, homie. Once homie does his, breakdown of segs, we'll try to break it down a little bit, but you have to listen to the whole show to get the whole perspective on everything that we deal with and we go through for y'all. So, but what you got? Anything else you got, homie, you want to touch on, throw out there at me?
Nothing really, man. I'll give you a quick poll update. So I put the poll out there on Twitter. Seahawks fans, will you get instant gratification from watching Russell Wilson from the Broncos get smashed by the Chiefs, Chargers, and Raiders? 67% of the public said yes. And I love it.
Would?
I love it. Okay. You got to have the friendly guy. We don't want the whole cheering and all of this when you come back.
I don't know. I beg to differ on that one. I hate. He's in the AFC. He's in the AFC. I ain't hating on him.
Yeah, the Broncos. I know that. I don't know if you remember how they do it with the divisional breakdown. So if the AFC West is playing the NFC West this year, then you'll definitely see them. But I know for a fact that somebody I heard, I think it was a Mad Dog or something, that the Broncos are on the Seahawks schedule. And I don't know if it's a home game here or there, but they are on the schedule for this year. So there will be one of those games. Wild. There will be one of those games.
All right, I could see that happening, but in a whole, no, I ain't hating on Russell Wilson at all. He did his time, he did his thing, and brought us a Super Bowl, best quarterback they've had. So it was time. So that's just how it rolls. So hey, thanks for everybody tuning in today. We appreciate you on YouTube. Thank you very much. And when you check this out, please subscribe on the YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review the show on whichever podcast platform you listen to. when you listen to this. Thank you very much. Go to thisisfunner.com for more podcasts and online content. Grab some merch while you're there from the Funner family. Follow me on Twitter at Stix015. Follow this guy at @homie at homie_anonymous. Use that hashtag Stix and Sports on Twitter and anywhere else, bro. We're always on there. We're always engaging with everybody. So tag us, whatever you want to do. Like we said, with just the Twitter handles that we just gave you. So tag us. We'll get back to you. We appreciate you all. Thanks for listening. Homie, what you got?
Man, nothing, man. We do this for the people, man. We try to create the show that we would want to hear. You know what I'm saying? I'm hoping it's the show that you want to hear out there. But all I got for the people, man, is, I'm on this Obi-Wan Kenobi trailer. Okay, it's out there. There's more Star Wars. It don't stop. It never ends. There's more stories to tell. This is Funner.